hugs and kisses to you. I'm so glad to be talking with you today, but thanks for tuning in. And pardon me while I vent. Everybody needs a place sometimes to vent. I don't know. I tell you, I've been going through some things lately that are out of my comfort zone. And sometimes changes happen and you're like not expecting the change. Like Saturday, we were headed to a birthday party and we were all excited and got the gift and everything. And we were driving along Highway 80 and all of a sudden there was this big, gigantic piece of cement in the middle of the road that we didn't see. In the middle of the road. And we hit it and blew out the tire. And needless to say, that could have ruined our whole afternoon. But it changed our course, that's for sure, because roadside assistance had to come and then we had to get a tire that we didn't expect. This was almost $100. And our bank account was, squeezing tight. And we were like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? But my husband Craig and I hung in there through the changing events of that day and ended up smiling and giving each other a hug and just spending some quality time in the car waiting for roadside assistance because it took them an hour to get there. Needless to say, that change was a rock in a hard place, that chunk of cement out of the middle of nowhere. I'm like, how in the world would that get there? It's like, what in the world? I mean, how in the world did the cement get in the middle of the road? Did a cement truck just drop it off? It was just a gigantic chunk, and we hit it perfectly to blow out our right front tire. It was just priceless, man. At least we didn't have an accident, which I'm thankful for. And I just thought I'd come to you guys and talk for a little while. I've been going through a lot of changes lately. I have this relative friend. Well, we're closer than friends. We're very, very close. But they've been going through a lot of medical issues and having to go to different doctors and things like that. And I've been trying to be there for them. And yesterday, I called them on the phone just to check on them, and I call about 4 or 5 times a day and thinking I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, that I'm supposed to show that I care and that I love this person, which I absolutely adore them. And I'm very close to them. But all of a sudden, for 15 minutes, she just totally ranted on me. Ranted about going to too many doctors and taking off her favorite programs on television and putting up some other program that she didn't like, all the way from that to, cooking breakfast and having too much breakfast cooked and just, it was just crazy. And I just listened and I tried to reason with this person. And this change just absolutely got me where I was just like totally not feeling cool. It bothered me all afternoon long. And I was like, well, I take care of this person and I watch after as best I can. And I can't help it that there's so many doctor visits. There's things that are wrong. And so when there's something wrong physically, what do? You go to the doctor. And I can't help it when one doctor refers another doctor and that doctor refers a different doctor and they do different things, different kinds of practices that they do. So I had to stand back and take a deep breath. Why don't you do that with me? Let's take a deep breath. How'd that feel? Let's do it again. Actually, I feel a little bit better. I don't feel quite as upset as I was. I've kind of gone over the story over and over with my husband too. I re-rehearsed it over and over and over again. Pardon my dogs while they bark and growl and do whatever they want. They want in my lap usually when I'm here. I have 3 Yorkies. One's a Yorkie poo. But anyway, most of y'all that have seen me before know that. I just was thinking, why would this person just go off on me and feel so comfortable to rant at me, but would never rant at anybody else? Not her private caregiver, not anybody else in the family, but me. And I'm like, I am taking the brunt of this vent and rant. It was a rant. I mean, this person raised their voice and it's practically yelling. I know that was annoying. I'm sorry. But I was just like, what on earth am I supposed to do? And it was another change in my life all of a sudden that I realized I had to change. I had to change my attitude toward this person, and I had to show love when I didn't feel like showing love. And I had to show kindness when I sure didn't get any back at that particular conversation. But what was so weird, after the 15-minute rant and on and on about television and about not liking the war and not liking the news on television and not liking this and not liking that, I thought, well, turn off the news. Don't watch it if it's upsetting that bad, But anything I said, they just jumped right back at me in my face as if I said something really horrible. And I was like, this is not fair. This is plain not fair. Have you ever had anything happen to you that's just plain not fair? Plain not fair. That's a good phrase. Maybe I'll tweet it. So life deals you changes, and all of a sudden where you have to alter your course. But what are you going to do with it? Well, I've decided to make life around me as beautiful as possible. So I just let it go, wash over me like water off a duck's back, after I told my husband 3 times the same story and repeated myself. I have the sweetest husband in the entire world. I mean, he just listens to me, and he never tells me I'm wrong as far as the way I feel, or he just loves me like I am and supports me the way I am. And I'm glad that you're my friend on Facebook and my friend on YouTube and social networking, that I can just talk to you too and just vent for a little while. I don't know if you've ever felt like venting. I'd love to see your comments below, what you have to say about your life, about venting and about change, and how you handle it when people blow up at you, or you come to a rock in a hard place like that cement block in the middle of the road. I wanted to share with you some quotes that I thought was pretty interesting about change. And I'm going to get my reader glasses, as I am over 40. That's all I'm admitting to so far. Anyway, I wanted to read you these quotes because I thought, boy, these really are pretty good. I like that, Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end. And really, I'm in the messy part. I'm looking for the gorgeous part of this change. Where are you in that? Is it hard for you to change? Are you having problems changing at first? Are you in the messy part? Or are you enjoying the gorgeous part of the change? Here's another quote for you. Life will only change when you become more committed to your dreams than you are to your comfort zone. What have you got that's so comfortable around you that you're in a comfort zone and you don't want to move out on your dreams and, try to see where you can go with what you have and the talents that you have been given, especially by God. You've got something great inside of you, kiddo, whether you believe it or not. Here's another quote. It takes courage to let go of the familiar and embrace the new. Well, right now, my life has taken, as far as with this person that I'm caring for medically, making sure that they get to their doctor appointments and they have their private care and they, all the things that they need in order to make it, make their life more comfortable. I know that I need to let go of the familiar, because the familiar was like, eating out all at different times and having fun and going shopping and going walking around at different locations, like in Jefferson and at the general store. And I remember those days when it was more comfortable to go, this person could walk with me a lot of places, but she ended up actually falling in Jefferson on the ground, and thanks to a truck driver who was hefty, 200-pound plus, he picked her up off the ground and helped her up, and she wasn't seriously hurt. So I was like, oh, thank God. Anyway, here's another quote for you. I'm going to make everything around me beautiful, and that will be my life. Can you do that in your own life? Think about it. Tell me what you think below and give me some comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I'll answer what you say right back. And I don't know what to think about change sometimes. Sometimes I don't like change. I like the familiar, and I want things to just float along. But when in life does it just float along all the time? You're going to have mountaintop experiences, and then you're going to have valley experiences. But really, what I love is when things are kind of going pretty smooth in the middle, I don't want an ordinary life. I want an extraordinary life. That's a good quote from me personally. I don't want an ordinary life. I want an extraordinary life. What do you want in your life? You've been my friend on Facebook for a while and on YouTube, and I want to ask you to make sure and subscribe, and don't forget to like this channel and tell your friends about it and share it. But anyway, my question to you is just, what do you want to change in your life, and how would you deal with change if all of a sudden you had to change? Or what do you do when somebody slaps you on one cheek? Do you turn the other cheek and, and let it go and not let it bother you? That's great. You're a pretty strong person if you can handle that. I know of a very famous man 2,000 years ago that got slapped in the face quite a bit, and he always turned the other cheek and forgave. I think forgiveness is something I need to work on. So as I've been venting, I'm thinking, I'm just going to forgive this person and move on. I'm not going to get stuck in the unfamiliar ground that I'm walking on. I'm going to walk solid and take it step by step and be strong for this person, with God's help. But anyway, thank you for listening to me vent. I appreciate all you guys that are on social network that follow me. And I'm on Instagram and all the other things, sometimes working on it. It's a brand new Instagram page, I think. But I just wanted to thank you for being here and listening to me. Thanks for letting me vent. I feel a little bit better. Comment below and let me know what you think about your comfort zone and change around you and how you would handle it. I'd love to hear from you. See you later. Here's a big kiss. Bye-bye, friends.